Huge news! BYD murdered Tesla. But is their competition unfair? BYD is now the biggest electric vehicle (EV) maker in the world. How did they reach the top? And can they stay there? Back in 2011, people didn't take them seriously. Elon Musk even joked about their car, saying, "Have you seen their car?" But by the end of 2023, BYD zoomed ahead of Tesla, grabbing the title of the top EV manufacturer worldwide. Looks like BYD is having the final laugh now, although Elon Musk has admitted that BYD is a strong competitor. But how did a company that started making batteries for cheap phones turn into the leading electric car seller? And will they manage to stay at the top? There's going to be a big competition between BYD and Tesla in the next few years. In the last 3 months of 2023, for the first time, BYD sold more cars than Tesla, 526,000 compared to 484,000. This shows a big shift happening in the car industry right now. Most of BYD's sales are in China, their largest market, where around 90% of their sales come from. They focus on selling a lot of cars at competitive prices. It wasn't a total shock when they outdid Tesla for the second year in production terms, but this was the first time they beat them with just electric vehicles, not including hybrids. At the IAA event in Munich in 2023, BYD was proud to show off. They said, "Last year, we sold 1.86 million new energy vehicles, 3 times more than the year before, making us the world's #1 brand for new energy vehicles." Now they're ahead of Tesla with only EV sales. BYD, or Build Your Dreams, started as a small company with 20 workers in 1995 and grew into a huge electric car maker. Founded in China by chemist Wang Shanfu, it first made lithium-ion batteries for mobile phones right when smartphones became popular. They supplied big companies like Motorola and Nokia. Shanfu was already fascinated by battery technology when he was studying. In 2003, BYD made its first move into the car industry by buying Xi'an Qinshuan Automobile, marking the birth of BYD Auto. Their first traditional car, the F3, came out in 2005. It looked a lot like the Toyota Corolla, but was way cheaper. Then, in 2008, BYD stepped into the electric car scene with the F3 DM, the world's first widely available plug-in hybrid car. Initially, it didn't do well. However, a big boost came in 2008 when Warren Buffett invested $232 million in BYD, supporting their electric vehicle dreams. In 2020, BYD introduced the Blade battery, a lithium iron phosphate LFP battery. This battery was cheaper, more compact, and safer than other lithium-ion batteries in electric cars. A smart strategy. The Blade battery was used in the Han BYD's sleek sedan and later models. BYD's electric vehicle sales jumped from about 131,000 in 2020 to 1.57 million the next year. The battery is the priciest part of an electric car, making up about 40% of its cost. Being good at making and innovating batteries gives you a huge edge in making electric cars. BYD, like NIO, is looking to sell globally, especially in Europe, where they're introducing 3 models. They even became the official electric vehicle sponsor for the Euro 2024 Soccer Championship, stepping into a realm long dominated by Volkswagen. Now, BYD is a hot topic. Since they launched their passenger car brand in Europe last October, BYD has expanded into 15 European countries in just 11 months. The rise of Chinese electric vehicles, EVs, including BYD, has been significantly supported by the Chinese government, which provided large tax incentives. This support has helped BYD become a dominant force in China, holding a 35% market share, while Tesla has a 7.8% share. The main difference between the two companies is their market approach. Tesla focuses on style, design, and the desirability of its brand. BYD, on the other hand, competes mainly on price, offering more value for the money compared to other car manufacturers. BYD has managed to price their cars lower than Tesla, partly because of these government subsidies. Another reason for BYD's success is their strategy of targeting fleets and buses, which allowed them to produce batteries in large quantities. This focus on battery development has given them a significant edge over competitors in the US and Europe. of. Unlike many rivals, BYD manufactures a large portion of their cars in-house, which saves them from extra costs, delays, and logistical issues that others, like Tesla, have faced. BYD refers to this approach as vertical integration, which they say allows them to quickly respond to market trends, support brand development, and improve customer service. They are also securing lithium deposits to further enhance their vertical integration strategy. This successful approach seems poised to continue driving their success. For BYD to maintain its position as the top electric vehicle manufacturer, it needs to grow its market. While Southeast Asia and Australia show promising demand, with BYD having a strong presence in Thailand, Europe presents more complex challenges. The expansion of Chinese car manufacturers into Europe has caused some tension. The European Union Commission is examining Chinese EV imports, considering increased tariffs due to concerns over unfair competition linked to state subsidies. However, imposing tariffs could backfire, potentially harming European car brands as well. German manufacturers, for example, are wary of the idea of taxing Chinese manufacturers. They fear that any obstacles placed on Chinese companies in Europe could lead to similar challenges for European brands in China. In a strategic move, BYD announced plans to establish a new electric car factory in Hungary, marking the first time a Chinese car company has set up manufacturing in Europe. This move is partly in response to the investigation and aims to encourage manufacturers like BYD to invest within the EU. The EU is also striving to create its own battery supply chain, focusing on securing critical raw materials domestically to reduce dependence on imports. Meanwhile, the US market appears even more challenging for BYD due to the strained relations between China and the US. Consequently, BYD is adopting a more cautious approach to entering the American market. The tension between China and the US poses a significant challenge for Chinese companies, especially BYD, aiming to penetrate the American market. Experts suggest that BYD's potential success in the US depends on its ability to establish manufacturing plants and a supplier base within the country. Despite supplying electric buses in the US for years, BYD has not yet entered the US car market, likely due to the high tariffs, as much as 27.5% on automotive imports from China. Tesla's anticipated low-cost electric vehicle, EV, could counter the influx of affordable EVs from China if it comes to fruition. Such a model, potentially starting at around 25,000 euros, would represent a significant step for Tesla in competing within the more budget-friendly segment of the market. While BYD currently leads over Tesla, the competition in the EV industry is more of a long race than a quick dash. Experts believe BYD could remain at the forefront of the electric car sector for the coming years, but the broader competition includes traditional manufacturers with a century of history in the automotive industry. These established brands are now challenged to catch up with the innovations introduced by newer companies like BYD and Tesla. German manufacturers, in particular, are urged to match or exceed the level of innovation shown by Tesla and Chinese companies to remain competitive, emphasizing that they cannot afford to be more expensive without offering more value. Another Chinese automotive giant, Geely, is also seen as a significant future competitor in the global EV market due to its broad product range and innovative approach to electromobility. The entry of new players and the response from legacy car makers are setting the stage for a price war in the EV market, benefiting consumers and likely fueling continued growth in EV sales. However, the geopolitical landscape adds complexity to the situation, suggesting that without rapid innovation from other car manufacturers, BYD's position will be challenging to overthrow. So, what are your thoughts on this evolving competition in the EV market? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to watch our recent super interesting video on Xiaomi SU7. We'll be back soon.